who are here. I just see the door. They're trying to open the door. Let's see if you can access it. Although there are a number of policemen who arrived, so probably they're just letting them into the compound. All right, we're still locked out, Edmond. But as I was saying, a number of relatives from both sides. That's from Wairimu's side, who is the wife of Tob Cohen, and the relatives of Tob Cohen, including the sister, and I understand the sister-in-law are also in. We know there are a number of lawyers, including Philip Murgol, who is the lawyer to Wairimu, that's the wife of Tob Cohen, is also in. I spoke to him earlier, and he told me he was inside, he was allowed in. And crime scene investigators. The reason why we are here, Edmond, is Tob Cohen has been missing for close to 60 days, 19th of July 2019. Today is the 13th. In about 6 days, it will be exactly 60 days since the disappearance of Tob Cohen. We also understand from sources here that there is a suspect that led the police to this compound and specifically where the body was found. It's at the backyard. There's a vast space just behind this expansive building. So we understand there is a suspect that led the police to where that body has been buried. And right now, it's safe to presume that the body has been missing or Tob has been dead for the 60 days that he has been missing or close to 60 days that he's been missing. So it's safe to assume that because he has not been seen from the 19th of July. So that's what you can see behind there. We have a Daily Nation reporter who arrived here earlier than we did. And Vincent Ochuka tells us that just before we arrived, there were body bags that were taken in this compound. And we are also presuming he carried the body out. The investigators and the crime scene investigators and police led by DCI are in there. So at any moment, we understand that the body could be brought out to where we are, although we are not tracking how long that will take. But as I reported, there are a number of guards. We can assume they are journalists because we have seen them with cameras and notebooks, and they are standing with us by the gate. So they are also here, out and here, very interested in this story that has unfolded, has seen the wife of Tob taken to court, detained for a number of days. Different versions of his disappearance has also been given to the media. On the 20th of August, that was a video recording that was posted online by the wife of Tob Cohen that was taking that position. The police have questioned a number of people, including the two women that were allegedly seen with Tob the last time he was ever seen in Westland. They've been questioned. The workers in this compound have also been questioned, and they have written different statements. And this is a source of conflict between the original statement given by Wairimu, who's the wife of Tob Cohen, and the workers. And there was a suspicion that they may have been coached to write a statement. And this is just a suspicion because this is the reason why the police were very interested in this story initially, because there were conflicting statements written about his disappearance. So this is one of the reasons that the police really got interested in this matter. And Danson Omari, representing the wife of Tob Cohen, representing the friends and family, and Philip Murgol representing the wife. And there has been a lot of things that have been said, the back and forth in this story, but Edmond, it ends here this afternoon because with the discovery of the body now, the case officially opened because once the body has been discovered now, it's an open case and now murder investigations begin because initially it was just disappearance, a case of disappearance, possible kidnapping, possible killing. But now it's straightforward case. They have a body, and we understand it was found. And this is not conclusive because we are outside. We're just being given information. We understand the body was discovered in a septic tank just behind this expansive compound. So until and when we are able to get that concrete information and get our cameras in there, that's the story we are going with. But indeed, we are right outside the home along Forasti Lane. And there's a lot of activities, a lot of police presence, both uniformed and in civilian. So basically, that's what's happening here, Edmund.
Okay, Ken, I know you've been denied access into the compound and it's difficult to know exactly what's happening at the moment. But are you able to tell whether the body has been retrieved from the septic tank and what has happened then, if that is the case?
Going by the pictures we see, Edmund, but it's a little bit, probably 50 to 70 meters from where we're standing, so the main gate, and it's a high perimeter wall. We're just trying to see through the wall, and then there are almost 3 very big houses here, and we're trying to see through the gate between 2 houses to the backyard, which is about 50 to 70 meters away from where we're standing. It's really difficult. I'll tell you what we have seen. We have seen crime scene investigators with face masks and gloves. That is what we have seen. We have been told by Daily Nation reporter, who is Vincent Exposed here earlier tonight, that body bags have been taken in. That's the other confirmation we have. If the body had not been retrieved, then probably they would not need to carry the body bags inside the compound. Then we have seen a number of people inside, both plainclothes and uniformed police. We have also seen Dutch nationals inside the compound, going by the language. Then we've also seen a number of them also outside, some we presume as journalist Edmund. So whether the body has been retrieved or not would be a matter of speculation, because again, the information inside is not forthcoming, because it's still an active crime scene. So no one has been able to speak to us about this. In fact, I called Remo's lawyer, Philip Murgol, who directed us here, by the way. Is the one who gave us the direction. He only told us, yes, we are inside the compound, but no further information has been availed or diverted again.
All right. You're also a legal expert, so you know what then this means for the case, because the defense team had been arguing that the charges were to be preferred on the basis of alleged, murder, because the body had not been found and therefore murder had not been confirmed at the time. But this therefore confirms that actually Tob Cohen was murdered. What dynamic does this have then on the case going forward?
Well, there's no confirmation whether it's a murder or not. That is subject to investigation. So finding a body does not conclusively mean that it has been murdered. The person who was murdered could have died natural death. But now the questions that point to murder, Edmund, the questions such as why then was the body hidden? We presume it was hidden because how did it get to the septic tank?
Yes.
Was it closed? Was it an open area? We are told that Tob Cohen loved his life. He lived a good, jovial life. He loved his drink. He loved make merry. So we are not going to poke holes into the theories that have been given by the investigations. But remember at the beginning, there were investigations touching on possible kidnapping and possible murder after the kidnapping. These were theories that were advanced by the prosecution, and the case having been placed in the hands by the investigations and the friends of Tob Cohen. So because he disappeared, no one understood how he had disappeared. But you remember, Edmund, the last story that we had is that he packed his bag, and the assumption was that because he used to go to Thailand for treatment,
yes,
because they also raised a consultancy firm that referred patients that had bone problems for treatment in Thailand. So the story we had is when he carried his bag, the wife presumed that he had probably gone to Thailand because that's where he used to go for treatment and refer their clients, because they ran that consultancy together with the wife. So at that time, the theory that was being advanced was, if this guy did not travel to Thailand, because immigration reports showed that he had not traveled, then where was he? Then police investigations at some point pointed to him being in Westland. And two women were questioned, and what was said is that he was last seen with these two women. So that was also a theory. So he left his house, carrying his bag, was seen in Westland with two women, and that was a theory, Edmond, that was advanced then. Then the last theory that was advanced is probably he decided to walk out of his home. But then there are other reports based on the video that was recorded and posted on the web that probably we can allude to. Because one of the things that was being said, the ownership of this house was in dispute. Tob wanted to sell this house. The wife was not comfortable with the sale of that house. So there was that push and pull. And remember, there was a divorce in between. So that was also something that we were told that we had from the investigators and from the report. So there's been so many theories, and it's good where you're coming from, because then the investigations now change focus.
Yes.
Because without a body, we cannot say he's dead. Without a body, we can allege kidnap or disappearance. But remember, this is a person who is about to turn 70, if he's not yet 70. So he is free to live anywhere. He's free to go anywhere. He could pack his bags with an estranged wife and a strange relationship. He could be anywhere. So we could allege he has disappeared or he's been kidnapped, but those are theories.
Yes, Ken, we actually see Philip Murgor, the defense team lawyer, one of the lawyers of the defense team of Sarah Wairimu, then in that case, on the screen right now. He's making a phone call, we presume, and now this, of course, as you say, escalates the case against those accused, led by the wife Sarah Wairimu Kamodo. But the other thing, Ken, now, once the body is retrieved, and of course we assume taken to whatever it will be taken, a test has to be done, a pathology test, to try establish the cause of death.
The cause of the death.
Yes. Then if that case, murder is established, or whatever the case that would be, then that informs then the direction that the case takes in court. But remember, Sarah Wairimu Kamodo was to go back to court on Monday. What does this mean then, after the evaluation test, that is?
What will happen right now is that the prosecution is likely to ask for adjournment with new details that are. They definitely ask for adjournment to try and put their case together, probably on murder. Remember, Edmond, the practice is this. The first suspect, when one person disappears or dies mysteriously in a relationship, is a spouse.
Yes.
He becomes the first suspect. And until they are eliminated by any method, alibi, whatever method is eliminated, then the focus shifts to something else. Remember, this case has been put right at the foot of Wairimu Kamoto, being the wife, being estranged, a divorce, disputed property in sale, disappearance, alleged conspiracy plot to murder. So it was placed on her feet. But at that time, it was not so active, because then we were talking about something we couldn't confirm. Now this murder confirms and changes the case completely. It's now gone 360. Every allegation that has ever been put forward right now are confirmed by the fact that a body has been found. So things change drastically, and on Monday or whichever day they go to court, and Wairimu is still in detention, they are going to ask for an adjournment in order to build a fresh case, because a body has been found, and just as we said, they are likely now to do the test and possibly try and determine the cause of the murder. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Ken Mijungu. Just stay tuned. We are still with you as we look at those pictures from Kitisuru Estate in Nairobi City, where the body of Dutch tycoon Tob Cohen has been found buried inside a septic tank in his home in Kitisuru, of course, after going missing for almost 2 months now. July 19th, 20th, that was the day he went missing. And of course, the wife, among others, have been arrested and are facing charges of murder. Just earlier this week, or actually yesterday, the judge ordered that the wife face a mental assessment to establish whether she's fit to face charges of murder. But the defense team, of course, argued that the presumption of murder was not inaccurate because a body had not been found and death had not been established as at the time. And this now, as Ken Mijungo did report, changes the dynamics of all this now going forward in this case. The wife, like we mentioned earlier, had claimed that Tob Cohen had left the home on the night of his disappearance and traveled to Thailand. Left in a white car and traveled to Thailand. And these were claims that were also made actually by some of the former employees of the home at that time. Some of them actually later recanted those statements, and it is the triangulation of phone signals and all those other things that the DCI detectives were looking into that then established that some of the information that they were gathering from the suspects at the time were not accurate, and therefore they went into full-blown investigations and leading to the finding of the body buried inside a septic tank at his Kitisuru home in Nairobi County. Detectives, they are still within the compound, just trying to look at what's happening. It's still an active scene of crime, as Ken Mijungo did report. And at this moment in time, we believe it's just activities around retrieving the body, if they haven't done that yet. And then the body should be taken somewhere for some sort of pathology tests and examinations to establish the cause of death. And therefore, the case then will take a new dimension after this. Of course, the case of murder, the murder charges preferred or that were being preferred against the wife of Tob Cohen, Sarah Wairimu Kamodho, as well. Our reporters are still there, Ken Mijungu and Jane Goiri will be joining them shortly, I should say, just for further details as and when something develops. But within the compound, of course, DCI detectives, family and friends of Tob Cohen, and I believe some of Sarah Wairimu was the wife of Tob Cohen. Tob Cohen had actually, we are told, filed for divorce or had planned to file for divorce at some point. And then a few days or so later, or after some time, he went missing, and here we are today. On your screen right now, pictures of Philip Murgor, the defense lawyer, who's been leading the defense team in court, defending the wife of Tob Cohen, Sarah Wairimu Kamodho, in court, and is actually the lawyer who actually said that presumption of death and murder was premature, bearing in mind that a body had not been found and death had not been conclusively determined in this case. And therefore now this changes the course of this court case, and therefore just to try to establish what the cause of death is right now, because now with the body buried and with claims from witnesses or suspects earlier that Tob Cohen had actually left the home, now being falsified here by this new evidence, then means that everything changes in this case. So Sarah Wairimu Kamodho is in court, the wife of Tob Cohen, who claimed that he left for Thailand for a business trip on the day that he disappeared, and also claimed that Tob had been ill and facing depression. These, of course, dispelled or denied by the friends of Tob Cohen, who knew him, an avid golfer and a businessman who ran as CEO the Philips East Africa Electronics company. And he's been living in the country for 30 years, married here and lived here for quite a while, was 70 years old at the time of disappearance. We do not know as of now when he died, because the information that is in the public domain is that he went missing on the night of July 19th, 20th. And could be that he died on the same day or perhaps later. That information will, of course, be provided by detectives and those who will be examining the body to just try to establish what happened and how long ago that happened. And therefore, that will inform now the case going forward. But live pictures on your screen right now, detectives there and police at the compound of the tycoon, Dutch billionaire Tob Cohen in Kitisuru Estate in Nairobi City County. where the body has been found dumped inside a septic tank within the compound. And we believe what's happening right now is just them trying to retrieve that body and taking it for evaluation. Kwa sasa tunaungana na mwenzangu Jen Goiri ambaye pia yuko pale. Jen, ukiweza kutuambia sasa, tangu tuzungumze na Ken Mijungu, ni nini haswa kimefanyika hadi sasa?
Naam, shukrani sana mwenzangu Edwin Nyavola. Kama mwenzangu alivyotangulia kusema hapo awali, kwa sasa ni kwamba maafisa wa polisi wanazidi kumimina katika boma hili liko katika mtaa wa Kitsuru. Hii ni baada ya mwili wa Tob Cohen kupatikana leo mchana, lakini nimeweza kuzungumza na baadhi ya wakazi ambao wako hapa na wengine ambao wataka kutajwa, lakini kuna mmoja ambaye nimezungumza naye ambaye ni rafiki ya marehemu na amesema nisimtaje, lakini amenielezea kwamba siku 2 zilizopita kuna mshukiwa ambaye alikamatwa na inadaiwa kwamba mshukiwa huyo pia alikuwa na urafiki na mkewe marehemu, na alipokamatwa siku ya leo alikuwa anapelekwa mahakamani, lakini kabla ya kwenda mahakamani akasema kuna mambo ambayo angependa kukiri na kutoa ukweli na kusema kwamba mwili wake uko wapi, na ndipo mshukiwa huyo akawaleta maafisa wa polisi hadi katika mtaa huu katika boma lake marehemu Cohen kuelezea mwili uko wapi, na inasemekana kwamba mshukiwa huyo amekuwa akisaidia sana maafisa wa polisi na ujumbe. Utazingatia kwamba hiyo jana mkewe alikuwa amefikishwa mahakamani na kushtakiwa kwa mauaji, lakini kabla ya kusomewa mashtaka yake ilisemekana kupitia wakili wake Philip Murgo kwamba hawezi kushtakiwa kama mwili haujapatikana, na ni kwamba mahakama ilitaka afanyiwe uchunguzi wa akili, lakini upande wa mashtaka ulikuwa unasema kwamba bado anaweza kushtakiwa hata kama mwili wake hujapatikana. Hivyo basi siku ya leo mshukiwa huyo ambaye alikamatwa siku 2 zilizopita alioleta maafisa wa polisi hadi katika mtaa huu, na tunaeleza kwamba mkuu wa idara ya upelelezi George Kinuti yuko pale ndani pamoja na maafisa wengine kutoka idara ya mkurugenzi wa mashtaka ya umma wako pale kuendeleza kazi yao, na tunaeleza kwamba tayari mwili umeweza kutolewa kutoka tenki hiyo na kufanyia uchunguzi. Utakumbuka mwili ukipatikana kama mtu alikuwa ameuawa, lazima maafisa wa polisi waweze kuchunguza ili kuweza kubaini, je, mtu huyo aliuawa kwa njia gani? Je, alipigwa kwa silaha butu ama alinyongwa? Mambo kama haya ndio uchunguzi ambao unaendelea, lakini kwa hivi sasa tumekita kambi hapa. Tunaeleza kwamba muda mfupi tu kuanzia sasa mwili utaweza kuondolewa.
Jen, kwa wale ambao umezungumza nao ambao pengine walikuwa wanamjua huyu Tob Cohen kama marafiki wake, wanasema alikuwa mtu wa aina gani? Alikuwa anapenda mambo gani na maisha yake ilikuwa vipi?
Huyu rafiki ambaye nimezungumza naye anasema hiyo siku ya tarehe 19 walikuwa naye marehemu wakicheza gofu. Utakumbuka kwamba mzee huyu alikuwa na miaka 70 na alikuwa anapenda sana kucheza gofu, na alikuwa humu nchini kwa miaka 32. Hivyo basi alikuwa na marafiki huku Kenya, na huyo rafiki yake anasema kwamba walikuwa marafiki wengi wakicheza gofu, na walipokuwa pale marehemu aliwaelezea kwamba mimi napitia mambo mengi sana na iwapo basi nitauliwa ama mwili wangu utapatikana, muweze kufahamu kwamba ndoa yangu mwanzo inakumbwa na changamoto chungu nzima, mimi na mkewe ambaye ni Sara hatusikizani, na kuna mambo ambayo yanafanyika, na kaonyesha ile video ambayo iko kila mahali katika mitandao ya kijamii na hata kwenye runinga tumeonyesha, na kwamba alikuwa amedhulumiwa na mkewe, na anasema kwamba mkewe alikuwa amemgonga, na video hiyo inaonekana marehemu akitokwa na damu, na alielezea marafiki zake na kusema kwamba napitia changamoto nyingi sana, na hata kudai kwamba mkewe alikuwa anataka kumuua, na hao wanasema kwamba hapo waliachana.
Jen, tunamuona Philip Murgor ameondoka nje na ni kama anataka kuzungumza na wanahabari.
Ni wakili sasa wa Sara.
Philip Murgor, kweli tusikie ni nini anayosema.
No one has been allowed here except with their permission. And before that, Wairimu has been in custody for the last 19 to 20 days. 16? 19 on Monday. 19 on Monday, so 16 days. So she only comes here, she's escorted to the bathroom and leaves. So about 2 days ago, the police came and they did a sweep of the house. And the following day they also came and they did another sweep and they finished. And then what they did is they looked at the garden and they said, we'll leave this for tomorrow. We'll leave this and this in the garden for tomorrow. And so we thought we were coming back the following day. Instead of coming back, they took Wairimu to court. And so we didn't come back. Yesterday we were all in court, most of it. Today at about 2:40, we contacted the gateman and he said the police had come here. So we rushed here and we found the police already working in the corner. by themselves, without Wairimu, without us. And there's a water tank or a sewage system at the very corner, and there was some very fresh cement covering the manhole cover. And they all knew that that's what they wanted to dig. So they dug it, they removed the cement, they removed the manhole cover, and when they removed the manhole cover, they all had torches, and they peeped in, and there was something wrapped like a human body. Everybody wanted to know. By then, this form that was removed, George Kinoti, the DCI, already knew it was Tob Cohen and announced it to you. So when he comes, please ask him how he knew it was Tob Cohen before the body came out. The body came out over an hour later, and we have opened it. And there is the remains of a human being, and we believe, or he looks like, it might be Tob's. He is dressed, fully dressed, as though he was up and about, and he's tied up. It's very unfortunate, but I think that is all I can say for this time. Any questions?
Well, maybe are you confirming that the body that has been retrieved?
Confirmed. The body is in a bad way. It's tied up, but it is a human body. Mr. Kinoti knew even before it was opened. It was Tob Cohen. So maybe you'll ask him how he knew. Yes.
Actually,
yes.
If you're saying that the body
I mean,
was...
the hands are tied, and it's trussed up, and it was wrapped, so you couldn't see the body. It was a wrapped form when it was in the manhole. Mm-hmm.
But you have said the body was fully dressed. What were the colors of the clothes?
I saw something that looked like jeans and a dark jacket. Yes.
Which color of jeans?
Blue. Light blue. Where I come from, they used to be blue. Yes, they used to be blue, but I hear they're any color these days.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
So I'll only take questions from journalists. I will not take questions from politicians at this time.
I'm not asking.
Yes, sir.
I want to speak
yes,
to the
quickly.
Yes, will you confirm maybe the time the body...
So those who have been saying that they know he is dead, and please look at all the media international.
I am one of them.
You ask those people how they have been so certain that he has been dead or is dead. It's an important point, because the rest of us were looking and were hoping to find him alive. So, yes, go ahead.
You have said that the manhole had a fresh cement.
Some fresh cement.
Was it a new manhole, or was it
No, it's an old construction of a tank, the septic system.
Hey, go away!
Quite fresh. Cement. But Wairimu has not been here. And this place has been exclusive control.
Philip Murgo, one of the defense lawyers there, just talking about the experience inside the compound. But we are looking at what appears to be the body of the late Tob Cohen right there. This, of course, looks like a body of a human having been retrieved by detectives laying right there within the compound, and we believe should be taken out of the compound and into a mortuary or something of the sort. But those are the live pictures currently from the home of Tob Cohen in Kitisuru Estate in Nairobi. Right there, wrapped with in a white bag, something that appears to be the body of a human or a dead human at that. Philip Murgor, of course, speaking earlier, saying that he did see the body after being retrieved from the septic tank, and that it looked like that of Tob Cohen. But also importantly, points an accusing finger at detectives and the DCI of some form of premeditation, saying that, questioning how they knew that there was a body in there, and saying that there was fresh cement over the manhole or the septic tank, and therefore he believes, or at least he argues, that there was a premeditation in terms of just getting to know that there was a body in there, and that the DCI did know, and also accusing reporters who've been reporting all through that the Tob Cohen might have been murdered or might have been dead throughout this period before the body was retrieved as well. So he's gone all out, of course, speaking fast to the media, making some claims, and we are also waiting to hear from the DCI Director, George Kinoti, on what he has to say on the side of detectives who've found the body of someone believed to be, at this moment in time, Tob Cohen, until examinations and evaluations are done for us to get the clear picture of what really is happening. But Philip Murgor, speaking earlier before this picture that is on your screen right now, did say that he questions the manner in which the DCI were able to establish that there was a body within the septic tank in the first place. And he claims, he actually does claim, that there was a fresh cement over the or covering the septic tank, and therefore he's questioning how the DCI detectives got to know about it and the fact that they went there without them in the first place. Some of the issues he's raising about this, of course, as the defense lawyer is having to go out fast and speak in defense of his client there. And some other things, briefcases there, that we believe are part of evidence, or at least the equipment used by the detectives also being taken into those vehicles that belong to the DCI detectives as well. But still on your screen, as you can see there, something that appears to be a body covered in a white clothing, or wrapped with a white clothing right there, that we can see. And joining us right now is Jane Goiri again on phone. Jane, is what we are looking at the body?
Na asante sana mwenzangu Edwin Nyabola, kama ulivyosema, mwili umeweza kufunikwa katika begi maalum ya kusafirisha maiti. Hii ni baada ya kutolewa katika tenki ya kupitisha kinyesi ilipopatikana. Na Edwin, naweza kueleza hapa tulipo nje, mwanzo kwa watazamaji wetu ili waweze kuelewa, wanahabari hawajaruhusiwa kuingia ndani ya nyumba. Tuko nje, tunapiga picha zetu kupitia lango kuu, na hapo kuna mwanya na ndipo tunaweza kupiga picha. Lakini hapa nilipo naweza kuambia Edwin, kuna harufu kali sana. Utakumbuka kwamba marehemu Cohen amekuwa alipoweka kuanzia Julai tarehe 19 na tarehe 20, ni takriban siku 40 na mwili wake umepatikana. Na kama unavyojua tu, mwili umepatikana katika ile tenki ya kupitisha kinyesi. Mwili huo bila shaka hautakuwa katika ile hali yake ya kawaida. Hivyo basi hapa nje hapo tulipo ni kwamba kuna harufu kali sana, kuonyesha kwamba mwili huo tayari ulikuwa umeanza kuoza. Lakini awali tuliweza kuzungumza na wakili Philip Murgor, ambaye ni wakili anayemwakilisha mkewe marehemu, na alisema kwamba alipigiwa simu mwendo wa saa 8 na kuelezwa kwamba maafisa kutoka idara ya DCI wamefika katika mtaa huu wa Kitusuru baada ya mwili kupatikana katika tenki hiyo. Na alipowasili hapa, anasema kwamba moja kwa moja maafisa hao walikuwa tayari katika tenki hiyo na walikuwa wameanza shughuli ya kuweza kuondoa mwili kutoka tenki hiyo. Na anasema kwamba mwili uliopatikana ulikuwa umefungwa, yaani ile wanasema kwa lugha ya kimombo wrapped, na pia mikono yake ilikuwa imefungwa nyuma. Na ndipo niliposema hapo awali lazima maafisa wa polisi wangeweza kufanya uchunguzi kuweza kubaini, je, aliwawa kwa njia gani. Lakini anasema mwili wake ulikuwa umefungwa, mavazi yake alikuwa amevalia jeans ya rangi ya samawati, na alikuwa amevaa ile koti kubwa ya rangi ya dhuhuri, ama ukipenda brown. Na ndipo anasema ndio aliweza kuona angalia mwili wake. Lakini kwa sasa tumezungumza tu na wakili wa mkewe marehemu ambaye ni Philip Murgor. Maafisa wa polisi wakiongozwa na mkuu wa idara ya upelelezi George Kinoti bado hawajazungumza na wanahabari kutuelezea ni nini hasa waliweza kubaini katika uchunguzi wao. Lakini kama nilivyoarifu hapo awali ni kwamba kuna mshukiwa ambaye alikamatwa siku 2 zilizopita, na mshukiwa huyo ndio anasemekana kwamba alileta maafisa wa polisi hadi katika boma hili.
Jane, Philip Murgor akizungumza pale, he's been able to say that at least pointing an accusing finger at DCI in the manner in which they were able to find out about the body and indeed dig up the septic tank and retrieve the body. What did you get from what he said about the DCI and detectives and the manner in which they have come to find out
Anasema
about
kwamba maafisa wa polisi hawakumweleza yeye, alipata kujua habari hizi kupitia watu wengine, na anasema kwamba alipopigiwa simu hiyo mwendo wa saa 8 alipofika hapa alipata maafisa wa polisi wa DCI wako ndani tayari wanaendeleza uchunguzi, na yeye anasema ni vipi maafisa hawa basi walifika hapa bila kumwelezea yeye ambaye ni wakili wa mkewe marehemu Sarah Wairimu, mbona hakuelezea. Anasema kwamba anaona hapo ni kana kwamba kuna mambo fiche, na kwa hivi sasa nikizungumza na wewe ni kwamba lango kuu linafunguliwa na muda wote kuanzia sasa mwili huu utasafirishwa kutoka boma hili hadi katika hifadhi ya maiti. Kama unavyoona ni mwanahabari wanaambiwa tu tusonge tusikaribie katika lango hili, lakini tutafanya kila wezalo ili kuhakikisha kwamba unapata picha za moja kwa moja. Mule ndani kuna magari ya maafisa wa idara ya upelelezi, hao pekee ndio waliruhusiwa kuingia pale ndani kuendeleza shughuli hii.
Jen, we are looking at DCI detectives. We understand the family and friends of Tob Cohen and I suppose the wife, Sarah Wairimu, as well. Are there anyone from the Dutch embassy or representation from the Dutch embassy or the friends from Netherlands?
Sidhani mkewe marehemu yuko hapa, maana utakumbuka hiyo jana alikuwa mahakamani na alikuwa amezuiliwa, na hiyo jana mahakama ilisema kwamba wanataka kwanza kumfanyia uchunguzi wa akili kabla ya kujibu mashtaka kama ya mauaji, kama kukiri au kukana mashtaka hayo ya mauaji. Hivyo basi sidhani yuko hapa, lakini wale ambao nilikuwa nazungumza nao walisema kwamba dadake marehemu yuko hapa pamoja na mumewe. Tulipata kuona maafisa kutoka balozi ya Uholanzi. Utakumbuka kwamba Cohen ni raia wa Uholanzi lakini amekuwa humu nchini kwa miaka 32, na pia tunaeleza kwamba kuna maafisa wa polisi kutoka Uholanzi pamoja na maafisa kutoka huku Kenya.
So we see the gate has been opened and we believe the vehicles belonging to the DCI detectives are just about to leave. Do you have a sense of where the body is going to be taken or what's going to happen after this?
Kwa hivi sasa bado hatujaelezwa, wanasubiri gari la afisa polisi kukaribia hapa na kuweza kusafirisha mwili huo. Bila shaka ni taarifa tunafuatilia, na kwa hivi sasa tutajaribu kuzungumza tu na maafisa wa polisi tuone watatuelezea mwili huu utahifadhiwa wapi. Na muda mfupi kuanzia sasa nafikiri mkuu wa idara ya upelelezi DCI George Kinyoti atatoka na kuzungumza na habari, na hapo tutaweza kujua ukweli wa mambo yalivyofanyika kuanzia mchana wa leo.
All right, thank you so much, Jen Goiri. Stay on the line. We'll be speaking to you in a short while once we get an understanding of what's happening next. As Jen Goiri says, we are waiting for the DCI Director, George Kinoti, to come and address the media as well after Philip Murgor, who's the defense lawyer or the lawyer of the wife of the late Tob Cohen. We believe at this moment in time he is the late because a body matching his description has been found in a septic tank within his compound in Kitisuru Estate. So the lawyer has spoken there, accusing the DCI in a subtle way of premeditation, in a certain way, using, of course, subtle words to describe that, questioning how they got to know about the body being inside the septic tank. And he says there was a what appears to be fresh cement covering the septic tank. We spoke to Jen Goiri earlier. She did say that someone, a friend of the wife, was arrested a few days ago, 2 days or so, within the last 2 days, and did claim that as they were being taken to court, they said that they had information, and that is what is believed then to have informed this incident right now, what's happening right now within the compound of Tob Cohen and his wife, Sarah Wairimu, in Kitisuru Estate. The media just scrambling there, trying to get the best picture they can get, of course, and to just get you to understand what's happening in real time there, and with some resistance, of course, from the DCI detectives. And what we are looking at right now is the detectives, of course, collecting more evidence. And right now what we see them carrying appears to be a body in a wrapped in a black paper bag right there by the dressed in white. That, all right, the body has been lying there all this while, wrapped in a white bag, and that's it, being taken into the police vehicle right now by the detectives as well. Ken Mijungu is on the line for us. Ken, what's happening right now?
Well, what you're saying, Edmond, the body has just been put in the police pickup to be ferried probably to where it will be preserved now as the investigations continue. But they have learned quite a lot of information in the last 1 hour, Edmond, also. For example, how the police were led here. and they were led by a suspect who was being taken to court today, who apparently told the police, before you take me to wherever you're taking me, let's go to the compound. We also learned that the police have come here the last 3 days or so, and the last 2 days also, the defense team has also been allowed to access this compound fully, except for today, that they were not allowed to access this place. So we have also seen the pictures, and we'll try and find videos for you from where the body was discovered. It was a freshly covered pit, or it's called a pit.
Yes.
And then it was covered by soil, fresh soil, and when it was uncovered, they were able to see fresh cement on top of that. We have been able to see those pictures.
All right, we are looking at pictures of the DCI Director, George Kinoti. Is he about to address the media, at least
yes,
say what's happened?
We are hoping that he will address the media, so we're just setting up. As soon as that is done, Edward, just hold on, we can look into this.
Okay. The DCI Director, George Kinoti, there, just about to talk to the media about the findings of this afternoon. The body believed to be of Tob Cohen, found in a septic tank within his home in Kitisuru Estate. DCI Director there, George Kinoti, just about to speak. Let's listen in.
All of you have space. You want to come nearer? You okay now? First of all, is to say that it is a sad day for us that, humanly speaking, what we have been investigating, a matter which, from our criminal intelligence, we knew one of us could have left us out of the act of other people. And from the onset, when this matter was reported to us, I immediately ordered this place to be preserved as a scene of crime. It is almost 2 months since we declared this place a scene of crime. From our criminal intelligence, we knew the reasons why. Instinctively, we had to declare this place very fast a scene of crime. From that time, there are things which we have been doing. I may not actually give in details. Up to date, we never wanted to give any chance whatsoever. We winded our nets as much as we could to make sure that this crime is not covered at all. Always we know, as investigators start, there is no perfect crime. Aspect always, in a way, to a keen detective is somehow left unspotted. That aspect which we actually detect at the scene of crime, it opened for us the whole world. Today, true to our criminal intelligence, our instinct as detectives, it's unfortunate. I have no one, I don't know how to describe that. When we are of us, it's unfortunate. We have discovered the body of the missing Mr. Cohen, and even the members of the family have already identified the body. It is positive. Cohen was murdered in his own residence. It is a gruesome murder. They took their time to kill innocent Cohen. I have not described much, but in subsequent unfolding of events, because it's already a matter which is in court, it's unfortunate that I have my colleague, the DPP, is out of the country on official duties. He could have taken the other part. But since he's away, I will not see much. Let only be within the investigative parameters of the extent that we have gone and that so far we have covered.
How was the body when you found it?
Sorry?
How was the body?
When I say it was gruesome, I'll give you an opportunity for the media to go to the actual scene of crime. Just see for yourself. And then, as we shall be developing our case during the prosecution, we shall share with you everything. There's nothing we are going to hide to the media. He was bowed, legs, hands at the neck before he was murdered. And then they hid him. We can call it an underground water tank because we thought it a septic tank, but it is not. So they bowed it. They took their time. And we are going to be in this, more or less exhibiting to you. These people are heartless, absolutely heartless. I don't know if it's money or even it's, domestic strife. It cannot move anybody for sure to go to that extent. But for us, we are used to seeing these things, but we are saying that in the Republic of Kenya, even at the conception of that crime, anybody may wish you not go far. That's all what I can say. To anybody who will be wishing to commit a crime within the borders of our republic, it will not take wrong. It will be a matter of days, but we shall be with you.
Yes. You said he was murdered in his own compound.
Not compound, actually the house.
Inside the house?
Yes.
Have you found the place that he was murdered?
I will not describe the details, because that's why I said those are things which we are preserving for now, kindly.
And we have seen the pictures from inside just before you dug where he was buried.
Yes.
And it looked like the cement looked really fresh, like really wet. And he has been missing for 60 days. So presumably, if he was murdered 60 days ago, the cement and the pictures we have seen could not be as fresh as we have seen it. Are you looking at possibility that probably he was murdered elsewhere and just the body brought here for preservation?
Let's reserve most of those things,
Okay.
Because I will not say yes or no, because this, first of all, remember this is a matter which is in court.
Okay.
Kindly, please, spare me for the details.
Was the wife brought here while they were digging from prison because she's been detained for the last 16 days? Was she among them when you were uncovering them?
The defense team, all of it was present.
Okay.
Just one moment at this time. My name is Brian Obuy of KTN News. I would like to know, there's word out here that part of the CCTV footage is missing.
No, there was no CCTV whatsoever before. The CCTV was put after the act.
And how did you end up at the septic tank today?
Pardon?
How did you end up at the septic tank? What led you to the septic tank?
It's a complicated criminal kind of dragnet, which I would ask Siri to spare me, because this is the way we do our own things. So I may not be wished to, because these are our own method, and means of the way we do things. It's not only one, we do quite a number across the board. So please, I may not, but it's not simple. Okay. We want to actually spend a lot of sleepless nights going to the drawing board, but we knew that the reason why I said we never wanted to give any chance. I would wish I would have to tell you the entire network and what ground we have covered to come to the
Maybe
today.
Finally from me, speaking to the defense lawyer, Philip Murgo, he says that he actually learned that your officers are here, that you're actually out. They were not invited this particular afternoon.
Sorry, they were not?
They were not invited for this particular exercise today, this afternoon.
We don't move with defense wherever we go, investigating. Do we go on dragging them or wherever we are going? We have no obligation of chat guide. We don't. We meet them in the court. Yes, that's why we dispense our kids. Yes.
How many suspects do you have so far?
Yes.
How many suspects do you have so far?
We have 2 suspects so far, and we are going to arrest more. Anybody who was involved in this, Gruesome murder, all of them, I can assure you, we shall not leave a single one. But there are more who are involved, not only.
Who is the second person?
Yes. Sorry?
The second person in custody.
The suspects you have in custody.
You say two.
Yeah, there are
We
two.
only know one, the wife that is in custody.
I've said two. Relax. We are going to see all these suspects, and even we are going to, to give you more as we widen our net. We have so much that we are not putting to the public for now.
Including the suspect?
You're not going to tell us about the suspect
second
that we
suspect.
understand could be the husband of a sitting member of parliament. Is it true?
That's what I'm saying. Kindly, I beg, please. Do not push me to go so much to, I say this matter is already in court. And we have two suspects. And, we are our stakeholders, isn't it?
Yes.
And the partners as far as these matters go. We are always together with you, so please. So you know very well you are going to know anything. And as soon as we leave this, you are going to go to the scene of crime. These premises combat the way you want.
Okay.
Yes.
The name,
Sorry?
What do you think is the motive from your investigation?
Just face the cameras.
The motive is very clear. Kamore, yeah, but it's very clear. We are. There is no doubt whatsoever about the motive. But please, equally, since it's a matter which is in court, to start now disclosing the motive now, I'll be going beyond my jurisdiction as an investigator, because some of these things we leave to the prosecution, because these are the things which will come up in the subsequent investigation. I think those questions are enough now. Isn't it? So I'll give you time. Yes.
DCI Director George Kinoti issuing a press conference about the developments of this afternoon, just cutting a very pensive figure there while issuing that press conference, detailing just what the detectives have found at the home of the dead Dutch billionaire Tob Cohen. He did say that the body was found in an underground water tank and not a septic tank as was earlier reported. And in his own words, he says these people were heartless, referring to the people who are believed to have murdered the Dutch billionaire. He says these people were heartless and this is bad to do to a fellow human being. His actual words. It looks bad. We will share the details with you further because this is a matter in court as well. And there is no perfect crime, he said, and this is key for them, saying that there are always loopholes in every crime that they look into to be able to establish what really happened. And now let's just join Ken Mijungu right now. We're still within the compound after listening to that press conference. Ken, it seems that the DCI Director has actually concluded what happened here, and he says this is a crime and the motive is very clear and this guy was murdered by people who are known.
Because the DCI has concluded that this is murder based on the statement that I'd just like to describe. It's a little gruesome, but Tob Cohen was bound both feet and hands and neck, the nylon string running from his neck to his hands and to his feet. And we have not, as the media, seen the body, but I managed to see the pictures from one of taken them, and indeed that is true. What he describes there, that it was gruesome, is true. There are so many details that he has cut out or is edited because this is still actively under investigation. But yes, for certain, Edmond, they are confirming that indeed it was murder, and he's also confirmed that they have two suspects in custody. The first suspect that they have in custody is Sarah Wairimu Kamozo. The second one, he has not been able to name him because of issues of investigations, even though we tried to ask him to name this suspect. Happened. Yes, they say they have two suspects in custody. And this second suspect, from our sources, we are told, is highly placed also in the society. So, sooner rather than later, we'll be able to know if the end. And, of course, the allegations that the defense team was left out of this operation is completely saying you don't have to move with the defense anywhere. But this has been an active crime scene for the last close to 6 days, because it's 2019, and this is the first time that he says the sophisticated network of investigations has led them to where this body, and they have allowed the journalists to take a look at where the body was discovered, and it looks as it's not a septic tank as such. It looks as if it's a point of collecting water. It doesn't look like a septic tank. But we've also asked possibly the motive of this murder, which he says they know but will not speak about. But he is also certain that indeed Tob Cohen was murdered in this home and his body dumped there. It's part of the fact that they have been in this home several times. Remember, Sarah has been in custody for the last 16 days. But still, this discovery just happened here. And as I said earlier, there was sentiments around them being led here by suspect number 2 is confirmed is in custody right now. So there are those sentiments around that suspect who came away and he said, no, before you take me away, let's go. And that's how they discovered. So been happening, they retrieved the body.
All right, Ken Mijungu just giving us a brief of what has just happened immediately after that media briefing by the DCI Director, George Kinoti, and we are still looking at live pictures from within the compound of Tob Cohen, who's now been found dead, according to the DCI Director. He says the murder was very gruesome. He actually says it is murder, confirms as such, at least from the angle of the detectives, and says that it was really gruesome in going by the nature of how the body was found. Jen Goiri is just speaking to some of the people we believe were family members right now.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Just a minute.
I have to come. Okay. Yeah, oh, that's how you want to do
The
it.
phrase you like to speak.
I know, yeah, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
maybe introduce yourself.
Go down again over there. Let everybody be ready.
No, we're already live on NTV. Kindly just proceed.
Wat?
It's live.
Wat? Ja, het moet wel, ja, ik denk het wel.
It is live.
Well, it's obviously that I'm the sister of Tob Cohen, you must know already, since it's been in the press for 7 weeks. And I'm grateful to all the help that I got in Kenya. It's unbelievable what she was possible to do to him. I did see his body. It's terrible. I don't know what the word is, but it was with ropes and I don't know what. I'll spare you all. I don't know what to say. What do you want me to say? It's disgusting what happened.
We are in shock. We are very grateful to the police. They did an incredible job. You can be proud to have such an investigation police. I think in that respect Kenya is really top. What happened is unbelievable. The July 20th, when we couldn't reach Tob, my wife's first reaction was, he has been murdered.
He's dead, I said.
Yeah. I told her, no, he's maybe a weekend away playing golf. Let's wait till Monday, Tuesday. Well, we didn't get contact with him. When we were in Brazil, we came back to Holland, put him missing, and we knew something terrible had happened. But without the help, and also the help of the Dutch police and your police, we would not have come this far. And so quick. We are, in that respect, we are very sad, but also very, very grateful. It's a very mixed feeling.
Maybe enlighten us, your presence here.
To start with, Tob Cohen has been my friend for close to 30 years. We've been very close. We played golf together just a few days before he disappeared. On the night he was murdered, I talked to him from 9:45 to after 10. And he was very, very, very concerned about his life. He never hid the fact that if anything happens to him, if he is found dead anywhere, Sarah, his wife, would be responsible. And he had complained to the authorities over the same issue. Sarah had about 3 weeks ahead to cover this crime. Because it came to me about 2.5 weeks after he had disappeared. At that time, Gabriele, his sister, had raised some concerns that he couldn't find him. They would talk on daily basis, 2 to 3 times, that he can't find her brother. So a friend of mine, Mashmunga, called me. He was in India. He told me, look, our friend is missing. Cohen is missing. It came to me immediately. And I was reminded what he told me, that in the case of anything, my disappearance, my body being found anywhere, Sarah is responsible. So in myself, I had already judged Sarah that she had a hand in this matter. And yesterday in the press conference, his lawyer, Murgo, mentioned my name and said I was making some wild allegations about Cohen not being found, that he was safe, he was coming back. Now today, it's come out clearly that my greatest friend is no more. And I would like to thank you, the media, because when it disappeared, you have reported it very, very positively.
Yes.
And especially the nation.
Yeah, fantastic.
But we knew ourselves that Cohen wasn't going to be with us. Sarah made numerous press conferences. You remember some when she's telling, what message do you have for Cohen? Oh yes, Cohen, wherever you are, please come out. Your family, we love you, and the rest of it.
And don't worry.
The wedding we are talking about here, I attended the wedding of her daughter here, in this same compound, sometime last year. And I noted that Cohen was nowhere, neither appreciated, during his adopted daughter's wedding. A girl he has educated in Netherlands with the best degrees. People he's taken care of. I noted that he was totally sidelined. Nobody, Sarah and his people. And then Cohen told me, look, we are not wanted here. Let's go in there and have a drink. We went to the veranda behind here. We had a drink. But Cohen decided he was going to say hi to the guests. When he came down here, took the microphone to say hi to the guests, Sarah stands up, grabs the microphone from Cohen in front of all the guests, and tell the guests, you are not wanted, you do not own this home, you are talking nonsense. So when you put all these things together, you come a situation whereby murder most fool, as they normally put it. Love is love, but the divorce is murder. This is what has happened to Cohen. And I would like to thank the CID, especially the director of CID, who has personally been here several times conducting these investigations. Now Sarah is condemned. The law will take its own course. If she murdered for Cohen's properties, like this property, she's not going to get it. If it is a business she ran with the Cohen, which only meant to promote the golf and about golf and myself, the business is dead because no golfer in Kenya would do business with the Sarah, having killed her husband in that kind of a business. So this is a great lesson to these women, that all to men, that this is bad. This is not the right thing to do. So thank you very much, and let's hope that Sarah gets what she deserves. Thank you.
Okay, I want to say one more thing. As Patrick just said, it's amazing what you've done. I really appreciate it. Without all the media here, but of course also in Holland, we would not have come this far. I also want to express again, I said it yesterday, that Tob loved the country. He did not want to go back to Holland. He wanted to promote your country in golf and safaris and so on and so on. And it is finished roughly. Unbelievable. Thank you.
The family and friends of the late Tob Cohen speaking to the media there, just talking about, reflecting on the last days of his life before he went missing, and talking about the experiences that they had with him. The sister there saying that she's had a chance to look at the body and it was in a terrible state. She was lost for words. She says it looked disgusting, and loaded the police, of course, for the work they have done and just trying to find out what happened and retrieving the body of Tob Cohen. She says this is unbelievable. We know something terrible happened. And the other gentleman there as well, speaking about the experiences leading to the disappearance there, the friend of Tob Cohen, who says that Tob had actually told him that if anything happened to him, if he went missing or was found dead, then the wife would be, then in that case, the one who committed that offense. Those were the words of the family and friends of Tob Cohen. And as you look at those pictures, they're trying to come to terms with what they have seen today, of course, thanking the media for reporting about this, making the noise that was necessary for this investigation to happen. And of course, here in Kenya, they did mention the Nation Media Group as well, and journalists from Holland who've been doing this, reporting on this, just to try to establish what happened, really. So they've made some very serious accusations there against the wife of Tob Cohen, Sarah Wairimu Kamotho, going far back to the earlier days of their marriage, during a wedding ceremony of one of their daughters that was spoken about, and the experiences thereof, and what then became of that. So they've made those accusations. Earlier speaking, of course, of the DCI Director, George Kinoti, who did describe what they found out and the series of events that led to the findings of the day. And they're saying that the matter is in court and therefore will be argued there, but they're saying they have evidence and they have two people in custody. One of them, of course, is a wife, Sarah Wairimu Kamotho. Kinoti did not mention the other individual who is in custody, and they'll be looking at that. And at this point in time, let's cross over to the compound where Ken Mijungu and Jane Ngoiri are, to just give us a wrap-up of what's happened this afternoon. Ken, if you can hear me, or Jane, what's happening? We seem to have lost them. We are trying to reconnect with them. I see Jane Ngoiri in the pictures there, just trying to find information from the sources, or whoever is available to speak to them. And right there, as you can see, the family of Tob Cohen, the sister and the friends, also speaking to, we believe, journalists from Holland about what has been found out. Just a recap of this. What we've seen this evening is that the body of Dutch tycoon Tob Cohen has been found inside what the DCI Director describes as an underground water tank, not a septic tank. We did see the pictures earlier, as was earlier reported, and that the body was in a really bad state. We presume disfigured, and therefore the DCI Director says, and the family compounded this by saying that the body was in a very, very bad state. The body has since been taken, and right there, Jane Ngoiri and Ken Mijungu, just ready to speak to us about what's been happening. Ken and Jane, if you can hear me, what's happening right now, and what does this mean now going forward?
Na mtazamaji, basi hizo ni picha za moja kwa moja ya familia ya marehemu Cohen, dadake, mumewe pamoja na jamaa ambao wametoka nchi ya Uholanzi, na kusema kwamba angalau wanahisi licha ya mwili kutoweka kwa siku 40, licha ya machungu, mwili umepatikana leo na kufunga ukurasa wa wale kuwa na wasiwasi sana. Manake utafahamu kwamba tangu Julai tarehe 19 marehemu Cohen alitoweka. Hawakujua wako wapi, walikuwa na matumaini kwamba yuko hai, lakini leo imethibitishwa kwamba amefariki, mwili wake umepatikana ndani ya boma lake, na kwa hivi sasa maafisa wa polisi wametueleza kwamba mwili wake utahifadhiwa katika chumba cha kuhifadhi cha City. Na naungana na mwenzangu Ken Mijungu, tumekuwa naye mchana kutwa tukifuatilia taarifa hii. Mwanzo tulipofika hapa tulibidi kwanza kupiga picha kupitia lango kuu kwenye mwanya, mambo wanahabari wanapitia kukuletea habari, lakini tumekuwa hapa hadi pale mwili ulipopatikana. Mwili unasemekana ulikuwa umefungwa kwa kamba na wanavyo
Gruesome, and it took a long time, and I asked the question if perhaps because he stated that he was murdered in his compound. So we asked that question and he said, yes, indeed, he was murdered in his compound, because we had reports from the people who are here that it looks as if the covering was still fresh, the cement was still fresh. So probably alluding to the fact that he could have been murdered somewhere and dumped here. But the DCI is pretty much confident that it happened here. And the other issue that he brought up is perhaps that they have a second suspect in custody, a suspect that they're not able to tell us now, but we'll definitely know about that suspect.
Na anasema kwamba manake tulikuwa tunajua kwamba mshukiwa ni mmoja, ni mkewe, lakini anasema wamepata mshukiwa mwingine, na kama tulivyosema hapo awali tumezungumza na baadhi ya marafiki, wanasema kwamba kuna mshukiwa ambaye alikamatwa siku ya Jumatano na yeye ndiye amewaleta hadi katika boma hili, na anasema kwamba uchunguzi utaendelea kuhakikisha kwamba ukweli unabainika na kujua mbivu na mbichi ya mauaji haya. Lakini itakuwa muhimu sana Ken kujua yatakayojiri siku ya Jumatatu. Utakumbuka hiyo jana mkewe Sara alikuwa amepelekwa mahakamani na upande wa mashtaka ukiongozwa na wakili Catherine Mwaniki ambaye nimemuona hapa, alikuwa pale nje na alikuwa amesema kwamba tunaweza kumshtaki hata kama hakuna mwili. Lakini wakili wake Philip Murgo akasema hiyo haiwezekani, lazima mwili upatikane. Na hivyo basi tutaka kujua itakapofika siku ya Jumatatu kesi hiyo itaendelea vipi. Utakumbuka kwamba mahakama ilikuwa imesema mkewe ambaye ni mmoja wa washukiwa afanywe uchunguzi wa akili. Labda tu mtu ambaye una uwakili kidogo, umesomea uwakili, unaweza tuelezea kuanzia hapa itakuwa vipi sasa?
Basically, they could charge. Wanaweza kumpeleka kotini, but without a body, you cannot conclude that there is murder, because someone of the age of Tob Cohen, 69, who was about to get to 60, can decide to walk away, and there'll be no questioner, same as you and I. So the defense will keep insisting we want to see the body, and we understand also that on Tuesday, same team was here to try and scout the whole compound to see if there was anything that they could find. And on Tuesday, they tell us also Sarah was here. But today, again, Sarah was not here. So when we asked that question, Kinoti said that they don't have to walk with the defense wherever they're going. But on Tuesday, they were here and they looked through the compound. So they just came back today to finish the job. And today, they didn't come with Sarah. But apparently, from what Kinoti says, they already had proper insight to what was happening here. So when they came today, they just came to remove the body because probably they already knew what was happening. So basically, the body would be preserved. On Monday, they have now to ask for an adjournment probably, or bring fresh details in court with the leave of the court, and just tell the court we have fresh evidence, we now have a body. Now instead of probably they had charged her with murder, now we have the body. Now we can for sure say that this person has been murdered and these are the reasons, and then a new case begins. So that's what happens on Monday when they begin the case, or Sarah goes to court afresh.
Na kumalizia tu, la muhimu ni kwamba jamaa ama ukisikia familia ya marehemu inasema kwamba wanaipongeza ama wanawapongeza maafisa wa polisi kwa kazi nzuri waliofanya, idara ya upelelezi. Maana wanasema licha ya kuchukua miezi miwili, lakini maafisa wa polisi wanasema ilikuwa kitendawili kigumu kuweza kutegua, lakini wamefaulu. Na kwa sasa kama unavyoona mtazamaji, bado tuko katika boma hili, lakini tunaelezwa kwamba tuondoke na maafisa wa polisi, manake kilichotuleta hapa kimekamilika. Na tumekuwa tukiletea matangazo moja kwa moja kutoka mtaa huu wa Kituzuru, boma la marehemu Tob Cohen. Mimi ni Jane Ngoiri.
Nami ni Ken Mijungu.
Mengi zaidi ni katika taarifa zetu za saa 1 NTV jioni pamoja na NTV Tonight. Kwa sasa tunakurejesha studioni.
Mijungu and Jane Ngoiri, just a wrap up of what's happened this afternoon, speaking about the findings and of course the other issues around the legal case, the case in court right now. And that's where we bring this to an end. Quite a sad afternoon because of the finding of the body of Tob Cohen. And my name is Edmond Nyabola. Have a good evening.
This is NTV Breaking News.
germs with Jik. Kills 99.9% of germs on your kitchen surfaces, sponges, chopping boards, sink and fridge, and your bathroom taps, shower head, basin and surfaces. Just Jik it. Look out for our new improved packaging in store. Just Jik it.
Now you can get your Uber ride with a phone call. Call 0800 722 000 to ride.
Shop the right way, dine the right way, travel the right way. Call 071-107-5000. SMS AWAL to 21981 or visit your nearest branch to order yours today. Gulf African Bank, your partner through life's journey.